Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good morning. This is your show, Matters That Matter, show where Kenyans in USA, United States of America, come and discuss their home country politics. With me is Favor Madai, our political analyst, and I'm gonna give him a chance to say hi to our listeners.
Yes, hello Kenyans. Wherever you are watching us from, I hope this show will find you okay and doing fine. For us here in Washington, Seattle, we are doing fine, and we thank God that He has been with us throughout this time that we have not been together. It's quite been a while, around 2 weeks since we last held the last show. But we are back, and here we are today, and I hope that we are going to communicate something today. Thank you.
Favor Madai, a lot has happened. Was it last week we had a funeral burial in Runyansa?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. And some sentiments were made.
Yeah.
And so there is some rumors that is going on. Are there plans to overthrow Kenya Kwanza government by Azimio team?
Yeah, there is something like that is going on. And I think it is an elaborate plan that is being put in place by the Azimio brigade, led by one Raila Amolo Odinga.
Okay.
And the reason I say this is, in that burial, there were these very senior politicians from ODM that attended that funeral, led by Raila Odinga himself, James Olengo.
Okay.
Raila's sister was there, Ruth, and many other politicians.
Yeah.
And when addressing that gathering, Olengo said that Raila does not have to wait for 5 years or even 10 years to become president.
Yeah.
He said that Raila can become president even now.
Yeah.
And that is a very strong statement.
Yeah.
It shows that these people, they are making plans of overthrowing the government.
Yeah.
Because, one, the Constitution stipulates very clearly and says that we have to hold election every 5 years. We've just completed the election.
Yeah.
We have barely even gone 3 months. We're only 2 months old since the election. And these people are saying that Raila can become president even today. How can they become? How can he become president other than overthrowing the government?
Yeah.
And I think what these people are doing, according to my own opinion, because I don't think that sentiment, that statement by one James Olengo should be taken very lightly.
Yeah.
Taking into consideration that Olengo is not an ordinary politician. He's a very senior politician in the country. Yeah. And also he's a very close ally of Raila Odinga. So if you hear Olengo saying something like that, it means that definitely they have sat down somewhere and they have discussed how they can overthrow the government. And I want to tell you that the plan that I think that they are putting in place. One, it is true that the country is facing challenges, and mostly economic challenges. Yeah. These are not challenges that are of their own making. These are challenges that are very global. Like, for example, the drought that is there. It is actually global. And it is not just Kenya that is affected by that drought. Yeah. And with drought, it has brought about famine, which has affected both human beings and also animals. Yeah. Like, for example, now, it is being reported that a lot of cattle have died. Even elephants and other wildlife animals have died. And even people are dying, actually because of hunger. Other people are even fainting. Even you aren't being reported in the media. The children are even fainting in school because of hunger. So this thing is very serious. Yeah. Coupled with the fact that the food prices are also very high. Yeah. These food prices, it is not Ruto that hiked the prices of unga. Yeah. When he came into government, the prices of unga were actually very high. Yeah. That is the truth of the matter. Yeah. And in the previous administration, for a period of 1 month, just before the election, they had lowered the prices of unga. Yeah. And
the subsidy, the famous subsidy.
The famous subsidy. And it was only for what? For simple reason.
Yeah.
Just to try and force people to vote for Azimio. That is what's all the motive behind it. It is not that really they wanted to lower the food prices. Why? And why? Because I say that immediately after the election, they said that they are going to hike the prices of unga once again. So when Ruto came in, he realized that subsidizing unga and other things like fuel, because even the prices of fuel are very high, and other prices, and fuel will affect a lot of things. It is food, it is electricity, whatever it is that you name them, everything will go high. Because it's a multiplier effect. It affects so many things. So Ruto saying that it is unsustainable to subsidize unga for a long time. You cannot sustain it. Because, for example, within 1 month, the Jubilee administration that subsidized unga, they spent 7 billion. So if we say that you're going to spend 7 billion every month, 7 billion every month, by the time we get to December, how many billions will you have spent?
A lot.
A lot of money. That is not sustainable. So Ruto came with a policy. Let us not subsidize unga for now, because this thing is not sustainable.
In fact, they said they don't want to subsidize the consumption.
They want to subsidize the production. So they said, let us not subsidize unga because that is a consumable product. But let us subsidize fertilizer and other food farm inputs, so that we can be able to help our farmers to plant their crops with a cheaper price, at a cheaper cost.
I'll come back there. Lisemoro lipo na kama halipo
so that is what I was saying. These people, they want to capitalize on the cost of living, high cost of living that is affecting people, even in transport, in food, and in everything, in electricity and everything. And that is why you hear that this is a strategy that they have employed. What they want to do is that they want to do and to go around the country inciting people against the government because of the high cost of living. And this high cost of living is brought about by things that were not generated by the Ruto administration. It is things that they found in the government already, and things that they are trying now to handle. Because this government, even if you want to criticize it, it is a government that is only 2 months old. 2 months old. How do you go about criticizing
a government? You are criticizing a newborn baby. A newborn baby that is not able to chew a bone.
Okay, for example, a newborn baby will wet himself, or will even soil himself or herself. You cannot go criticizing that baby that she has, or he has wet himself, or he has soiled himself. Because, for example, that is natural.
Do you say that they need to be patient with this government?
Definitely. Definitely. We should exercise patience with the government. And that is why, you remember on another time, or at another time, we discussed, we touched on this thing. And we said, Ruto, as much as he promised to change the economy of the country and to improve the economy and the cost of living and all those kind of things, he did not promise to do magic. He promised to work.
There's a system, there's a pattern.
There is a procedure. It is a process. It is not a one-day event. It is a process, and it takes time. Because, for example, even if he subsidized fertilizer today, right now it is raining. Farmers have to go to the farm and plant, and that we have to go through the whole cycle of the plant to grow and be harvested, which will take some time. Definitely.
I have a few by the name Elizabeth Kamisha. She's asking, do you think this scheme will succeed?
I don't think it will succeed. I don't think it will succeed. But anyway, I wanted to say this. What they want to do is they want to incite people about against the government. Eventually, you have heard, let us say, about people not paying. They're going to tell people not to pay taxes and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Eventually, what they want to do.
In fact, they are supporters, not everybody.
They're supporters. And like they did in 2017 when they told people that they should
boycott some
products, Safaricom and all those other products Brookside and whatever else. Yeah. So this time round, they want to tell their people, and they would also come with a plan that they want to secede the country. So it is the same strategy that they want to employ. So what they want to do, after going around the country and inciting people against the government, they now want to start demonstrations. In Nairobi, in Mombasa, in other major towns. Eventually, what they want to do is like the Arab Revolution. Or the Arab Spring, the Arab Revolution that happened in the 2000s, like in Algeria and something like that, in Egypt, when they overthrew the government. So what they want to do is finally they want to hold demonstrations and maybe be able to gather a big crowd in Nairobi and march to State House and force the government out. I
remember during that funeral, Raila told his supporters that he's going to give them the election.
Yeah, the way ahead.
The way forward.
This is because he's just marking his time. They just want to employ this strategy. At the right time, they want to tell people, now you have got to start demonstrating against the government.
Raila was voted by allowed, was it 6.9?
6.9
million.
Yeah.
Do you think all these people can follow him?
Definitely they are his supporters. But one thing I want to say is, there is a certain region like Mount Kenya region. The people that voted for him may not necessarily vote for him again.
Okay.
Well, now that Uhuru is not there, he will lose a great percentage. Maybe 90% of the people of Mount Kenya that voted for him will not vote for him again.
Assume now he starts those schemes and telling people to demonstrate. Do you think 3 million people or 2 million can follow him?
Okay, fine. In Nairobi, it is not hard to gather 1 million people. And you do not even need 1 million people. You only need 100 or 500,000 people to gather
create that commotion.
To create commotion. And when they started demonstrating in town, it affects the economy. Because definitely people will not be able to trade well. The traders, the business people in Nairobi, they will not be able to do the business right in the right manner. Travel advisories they're issued by US and other European countries don't to travel to Kenya because of because of insecurity. The country is not good like that, so it will affect many things. The economy will be affected. Already we are in a bad economy. Imagine somebody telling people that they started demonstrating. It is making things worse. It is adding salt to the wood.
Okay, I'm sure Kenya Kwanza government and leaders listen to this show. What do you have to tell them concerning this issue?
One, I can tell them not to take the sentiments by James Orengo and Raila Odinga very lightly. Because it is not the first time that Raila has tried to overthrow the government. He tried to overthrow the government in 1982. So it is something that is in his blood. In 2017, he saw himself as people's president. He saw himself. And he was almost causing the country to divide into two. He was even talking about secession. So this is a very serious thing. And Ruto should take this thing very seriously. Let them not take it very lightly. Let them watch them very closely. Watch their every move and counter. And counter every move that they are making.
Okay.
And I must also say this, that even us here, as citizens, we will stand up against them. We will stand up against Raila and his brigade in every attempt that they make to try and bring down the government of William Ruto. So
we are telling Raila to stop that.
Yeah, he should stop. He must stop. He must stop. And I want to say this. I want to say this. Violence is not just, he should not think that it's only some people that can be violent. Even other people can defend. And I want to tell them that they should know that people are willing and ready to defend the government of William Samoei Ruto. Full stop. And you are going to defend it in every way. that we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your show, Matters That Matter. We go for a short break. When we come back, you're going to look about the how Kenya Kwanza government is whether the Kenya
the forming of the Kenya government, the forming of the government. Yeah.
Okay. We are going to have a short break. Then we come back and have our last shot.
One of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. That is why Pacific Waves Television lays bare Kenya politics and leadership on
Matters That Matter Show,
hosted by Kiari Prestige and Favor Madai.
Even right now, in the Ruto coalition, Mudavadi has been given the post of the prime minister, because chief minister is another name for the prime minister.
Yeah.
And even without such a senior position, the Luhya people did not find it good or fit to give him the votes.
Every Monday on Pacific Waves Television, Matters That Matter, as we tackle matters parliament, executive, judiciary, politics of inclusion, public debt, public participation, and so much more. Matters That Matter Show. Stay tuned.